Hello, one and all. It's time for another show. Today I'm going to talk about physician assisted suicide, euthanasia, and all that stuff. Now, I remember Terry Schiavo back in 2004, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was 2005. But they took that woman off the feeding tube, they took her off water, and that's a horrible way to die, even if she is a fucking vegetable. My point is that if they had treated their dog like that, that would have been animal cruelty. They could have been arrested for animal cruelty if they had just let a dog or starve or dehydrate to death instead of being euthanized. And so why can we not extend the same mercy for human life? Our culture is so infatuated with the sanctity of life and life at all costs that we are willing to spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars keeping a vegetable alive rather than simply overdosing them on morphine, which is a pretty good way to die from what I hear. I've talked to several heroin addicts and they say heroin is a great way to go. But anyway, I just don't see the reason to force people to live when they are unable to kill themselves. I mean, think about it. Would you want to be a quadriplegic or a paraplegic or whatever? No. And if you are a quadriplegic or a paraplegic, you have a right to life. You absolutely do. You have just as much right to live as I do. However, nobody should be forced to live. If you're okay with being alive after being fucked up beyond all recognition, FUBAR basically, that's all right with me. That's your choice. But I don't believe that anyone should be forced to live like that. I mean, what's interesting to me is that whenever a quadriplegic or whatever is arguing for, assisted suicide and asking for it, that often the strongest people who stand in their way are other quadriplegics. And so there's that. I mean, there are the staunchest opponents of physician assisted suicide are quadriplegics and other people who have been badly injured, spinal cord injuries, Lou Gehrig's disease, Huntington's disease, all those horrible conditions. They are either the strongest opponents or the biggest advocates for physician-assisted suicide. There are those. I believe that, they say that, I want to play God and all that crap, all that bullshit. But the reality is that they weren't playing God you're not playing God by taking somebody off life support. You're playing God by putting them on life support. So what are we going to do if you don't want to play God? Are you just not going to put people on life support? No. Personally, I'm not going to put out a do not resuscitate or anything like that, because I think there's usually hope. Sometimes there's not hope, but sometimes there is. And that would be my only reluctance about physician-assisted suicide, because some people do get better. I mean, once you're dead, you're dead. There's no coming back. But medical treatments are getting better all the time. And you never know what the future will bring. That'd be the only reason I would want to be resuscitated, is the hope that some medical treatment would save me. Hell, maybe I'd even get an upgrade, like that movie or some shit. And I just think that people have the right to their own lives and the right to end them if they so desire. Frankly, you're not even supposed, naturally speaking, you're not even supposed to be alive after receiving an injury like that. So, if you don't want to be alive, chances are nature doesn't want you alive either. And, but I know that there are people with disabilities who are perfectly happy to be alive, and that's okay. I respect their right to live. They absolutely have the right to live. They have as much right to live as I do, or you do, or anyone does. And to say that, and as far as, they say, some people will argue that the physician-assisted suicide violates the Hippocratic Oath, but I just have one problem with the physician-assisted suicide part. Who said it had to be a fucking physician? I mean, you don't need a PhD to kill someone. Or help them kill themselves, however you want to put it. All you need is to just keep injecting them with morphine. And it's done. People, for some reason, they want a doctor to do it, and I don't know why. I don't know why you need a doctor for that. It just doesn't make sense. Physician-assisted suicide does not require a physician. It just requires somebody who can, shoot the person full of drugs, or shoot them, or whatever. But seriously, if I were in that condition with no hope of recovery, I sure as fuck would want to die. And that's my belief. I hope physician-assisted suicide is legalized one day, and I think it will be. Because I just don't see a reason to prolong somebody's suffering. I wouldn't want to lie in bed for the rest of my life. That's just not for me. And people should have the right to choose whether they want to live in a bed for the rest of their lives or simply end their lives. It's all a question of personal choice. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're offended by this video, sorry, but I give no fucks. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you again soon.